So that's going to be another single right there. Isaac puts another one on top of Lane. He's going to have to double dip him and take him here. The Barger clan is assembled over there off to the side of the court here, keeping an eye on all the action.
You know what I see? I see Lane gambling a little bit, starting off this match. Shot a couple of airmails, hadn't made one. But you do not want to get behind on Isaac Hurt because he makes it so hard for you to be able to come back.
Well, and he knows he's got to be double dipped, so he can take a couple of early chances and see if he can't. Maybe he throws Isaac off his game just a little bit, but Isaac decided, what do you call that, Temptation Island?
That's
where he
right.
leaves it there.
He had him up there.
Take him up and over, and that should do the trick there for Isaac with regard to the array of shots in his quiver.
Oh, now.
Figure Burnett will appreciate that archery term.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
so
there's
these guys
Lane.
finish up nicely, but Lane had one off the back. Or is that
No,
that's Isaac's off the
one,
back?
So Lane's going to pick up the penny.
Pick it up, get started, break that goose egg. He's going to take 5 on 3.
Yeah. That was a 3-point round. My bad.
Yep. Now that one off the back is pretty.
Yeah.
I'm not all that good at scoring, but the one off the back.
I'm usually pretty decent at it. I just didn't catch that 3-point right there. This could be a roll bag by Lane. Let's see.
Yeah, he's got a grip on it, and he just let it sit. He just let it, not enough oomph behind it. Oh, up and over, and then that rolled right off the back there for Isaac. He's talking about taking chances. I think actually he's taking more chances.
Oh. Now they're back dead even. Oh, get around, baby.
Get around. Yeah, the Beach Boys will be happy with that one right there. Oh, when he tried to get the airmail drag, bounces one off the back. That leaves. Oh,
he got lucky. He only gave up one there.
1 point.
Yeah.
1 point. And boy, I tell you what, that's 3 beads from being off the backside the way it's hanging right there. Oh, my goodness. Well, welcome to the American Cornhole Organization. Owensboro Major here on the banks of the Ohio River, the city that's so nice. We're coming back twice. We'll be here for the Worlds.
That's some nice rhyme in there, man.
Yeah, no, I stole that from New York, New York.
That was nice.
City's so nice they named it twice. But we'll be back here in the last week of July for the World Championships. We'll be a third again as big as this, the largest major in the history of the American Cornhole Organization. And
think about that, all the number of years this organization has been going on. This is the largest major ever.
Well, and it's a testament to the, oh, look at that. That came in like a sideways buzzsaw, crazy up and over, and he sinks it. Nicely done. That's a great airmail. Boy, he's coming in low and hot on that one, too, and nothing. Everything just stacks up around the hole. But 10 years plus coming to Owensboro, coming to Knoxville, coming to a handful of other cities. South Bend continues to grow. And as I mentioned on the TACO, the TACO, Talkin' ACO weekly webcast on Tuesday nights on Facebook and YouTube, it's these majors that give birth to other majors, where we can spread out around the country and we can continue to get into, ideally, ultimately, all 50 states. I'm waiting, as I said, for Alaska and Hawaii to hit the docket. I can't wait to get to both of those.
That's you and I.
But Absal has a nice roll bag right there, kind of as a get around and a roll. Boy, and he tried the airmail. He just clipped that bag in front of him, and that's a big old pile, as you like to say, of mess. Yeah.
He's found the airmail all of a sudden.
Yes, look at that one.
Nice.
That's a really nice bag there. That came in at like a 40-degree angle, and then you skid it around. And, it is amazing how nonchalant these guys are about what they're doing. I mean, they're shaping shots like golfers do with golf clubs, and it's just amazing how it's just part of the everyday. And you look at the seniors division, the difference in the way those are played with just an array, a very simple array of shots. And you look at these guys, and they just keep bringing new facets to the game.
Difference. All of these guys are so good. Miss McBride asks, is this 2 games? This is a double-dip situation with Lane Cruse sitting in the king's seat, which may surprise a lot of people, as we said in the opening. The get around got off to the right. Oh.
Lane hasn't played as much the first half of the season, but still enough to be out there and be as sharp as attack, as Dustin was saying. James Thurman says, tighten up, Hurt. I don't know if that means tighten up your game or tighten up and don't have your game. Not sure there. Three spot right there. So 9 on 5 becomes 9 on 8.
Yes, sir. And Lane is one of the few people this year that does have a victory over Isaac Hurt, and it happened today.
It happened today, 21-16, and the winner or in the bracket that pushed him to the losers bracket, forced him to come back over top. Des Stevenson had a nice showing. He made his way through and back, even through the losers bracket. Brock Beasley, some names that we didn't expect to see. Maybe Josie Claire in the losers bracket. Riley Brewster had to come back and play through. But Ryder Cruse, Lane Cruse, Drake Poole, Carter Guy. I mean, it's just stacked and loaded field in this juniors.
Nicely
finish. Done. Good finish up and over top. So 9 on 8 is going to
if Lane somehow
bring us to the next frame.
If Lane somehow doesn't win this game, he's going to look back on several frames that he's had chances to score. His rollback isn't really rolling.
Yeah.
When Isaac has one out of play, I'd like to see him go ahead and push through that and take the 2 points that he can get. Yeah. Well, that's just my philosophy.
Well, I think you're right, because he's going to have to make some very deliberate decisions. Again, he only has to win one to win it all, but right now you've seen him tighten things up here against Isaac. Going to go down there and take a look at things, take a little time out.
Yeah, and that's a mature move for the young man, and that usually just fires away.
And also very smart of Isaac to go down and take a look as well. I mean, he pretty much, I think he's got a vision in his head of what he's looking at over top. But, I mean, you can see that real estate right above. There's about half the hole available in a pie shape. He knows he can get it. But what will he take with him when he goes? Lane tried to get it, and he changed.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think that was a good shot by Lane Cruse. Just lay up and let Isaac make the mistake.
Yeah, he changed the geometry of the back, but he's still going to try up and over. Boy, and look at that.
And then what's he going to do? Go shoot another one?
Anything you can do, I can't do better.
Lane, he's got a big smile on his face. What should I do now?
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. Well, he probably doesn't realize it, but he's tightened up what's available for him right there. So he's going to, he didn't do himself any favors there, but these guys basically just look like they were going to go ahead and let that wash happen.
Yeah.
Did each other a favor.
I like to see them having to think about shots out here. Most time they just get up and throw, and they know what they're going to do.
Well, we've noticed that over the last 2 years. It was gun, 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 go. But there is a lot more thought now. I mean, even though it's not a lot of time-consuming thought, they do seem to be thinking about it more, because they have more shots they have to pick from as to what they want to do.
And Isaac's trying to play the little block game, which we know how good he is at that. And Lane has yet to prove that he can make an airmail.
Well, and honestly, I expected Isaac to start that low blocker right out of the chute.
And there it is again.
Yeah, because
perfectly placed.
You're right. Lane's airmail has not been what we've come to expect. He's pushed everything up to the right-hand side, gives him a chance to do exactly what he just did, and that was something else right there. I mean, that's a 11 on 8 now, but just knowing that you can do that at will is. I mean, do you have any shot in your trick bag that you know you can do every single time?
Not really, but
do you? No,
I'm
mean, asking. I'm not joking around.
Yeah. Most time I feel like a bag's in the front, I can push it, but I'm not near as good as this kid. This kid, and you saw Lane's face.
That's a nice bag right there from Lane.
When Lane missed that shot and pushed his bags up, he
knew. Yeah, he knew what was coming.
He just shook his head. He knew this kid just does not miss those pushes.
Yeah, and what's and that's curious there, because what he did, Lane's bags both went in, but he kept pushing. Well, he kept bringing Isaac's bag back into play. There's a mistake right there, because one off the back and he leaves one laying on the front. Lane did him a favor. He did him a favor there. It's going to be the 3 spot.
He's going to tie this game up, though.
Bag off the back. That's going to tie it up. 4 French fries on the board right now. 1 game is all he needs. Lane Cruse to be our juniors champion here in Owensboro, Kentucky. The double dip needs to be accomplished by Isaac Hurt, coming out of the losers bracket, but coming in as the higher seed, number 3 seed. Lane in the 20 seed, coming in the juniors division. Women's action was happening a little bit earlier over on, I believe, court number 1 with the CBC guys, with Dylan and his crew. Thanks to them.
Yeah. How awesome is it we get to sit here and call this great match, Finn?
It's always
awesome.
It's always the best seats in the house
Yeah.
that we hope to provide you, with us in the second best seats in the house. That's a fact.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to everybody behind the scenes here as well. Eric Heinerman, our executive producer. Clark Clemens Productions on the tournament direction.
As Isaac grabs two more.
He wants to take those two and put the lucky 13 up on the board right now. But again, he's got to do it twice, so he needs to really. I think what we may see here, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think whatever strategy, if he is to win this game, whatever strategy he's going to use in game 2, if he gets past this game, we're going to start seeing unfold.
Oh yeah,
right now.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't think we've seen everything he is planning to bring.
No. Like that time he
to
had
game 2. Look at that! What a shot!
Yeah, that's a get around bag that all these juniors have.
Well, and he's throwing it. I mean, it's a northwest to southeast. Oh God! Northwest
He didn't even
to southeast angle, but it hits and then it runs. Oh, nicely
I
done.
love it.
Good stuff. Look
Yeah.
at that. That is amazing. But that bag coming in at that angle, it hits and then it does. It's like it's got eyeballs on it. It's crazy.
It needs a blinker on it.
Yeah, it really
One of
does.
those loud blinkers. Click,
Yep.
click, click, click. It
Yep.
needs that.
Yeah, he might find a police bag pulling up behind him for not
Yeah,
signaling his
absolutely.
turn. All right, so now these two are just going to kind of come in and fight for control of that
Look at
hole.
that, man.
And, yeah.
That bag was almost out of play, and he pulled it all the way in.
Well, and that's something else that they've all, not just these two, but a lot of the juniors have done such a good job of finding a way to put a bag that most would be out of play for most people. Oh, up and over. You knew that was coming. And he put his bag a little bit further in play by doing that, but Oh, man. All right, 15 on 11. Game 1, which needs to be a 2 out of 3 if Isaac's going to take this juniors championship.
I love how Isaac, he's just putting Lane up on that temptation island in every single round. So are you going to shoot your airmail, son? I want to see it.
Yep.
Awesome by these kids, man. What a display of talent. Oh, and he got a little bit hard. Now, this is Lane. I think Lane plays solid right here, grabs a couple points.
Push through it and take
yeah,
them both.
Oh, and he got a back break.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
And he knew it. See, when I'm talking about his body language, you see him right there?
When he spun around and looked back at the crowd,
Yeah.
But,
let's see if he can regroup.
Yeah.
Nice.
although, honestly, it's probably better that he spins around and kind of looks to the crowd, because normally we would have a backdrop back there. And if there was a backdrop, he would face that backdrop, drop his head, and maybe get mad at himself. I think when he turns around and sees those faces, it makes a difference. Oh boy.
He went for the AML Dragon. He was way long, and that's going to be 18-11. Isaac hurt.
He almost took the score tower out off the backside there. But, again, he's got to be double dipped, so he's got an opportunity with some gusto. But we saw Isaac get challenged. Who was it? Was it Kelsey Heidert when we were down in West Virginia?
Josie Clare.
Who
we heard her name called out earlier.
But she came out and gave him the what for, and all of a sudden he had to reestablish his dominance there, and it was interesting to watch his demeanor change over the course of that. He pretty much thought he was going to walk out there and go, "I'm Isaac Hurt, I'll take that trophy," and that was not the case.
Absolutely. And he's got him set up for the victory here. Lane's got him bunched up. Lane's got one off already, and like I said, his demeanor and his body language has changed. And he's going to take a timeout and go down there and look, see if he's got room to get around that. I guarantee he's going to try something here.
Yep. In the meantime, Daryl Smith asking, how did Carter Guy finish? And he took out Brock Beasley. He took out Drake Poole. And then he ended up losing to Isaac Hurt 22-3, which is what would then put him out of the main bracket there. So I don't know. I haven't seen a rank yet on where he finished, but I know that.
He made a good run. Carter did.
Yeah, he made a good run.
Oh,
Brock! Oh, wow. Brock took him out of the losers bracket 21-5, and Brock moved on to against Jackson Howarden, who Isaac ended up beating to get back here. So he had a real nice, solid finish there, and off the back is.
I have no clue what happened right there. They got bags laying everywhere.
Stuff all over the place, and he only pulls a single out of that one. So it's a 19 on 11. Boy, that one almost had to be retrieved from Isaac, that almost had to be retrieved from Rich Guy's feet right there back off the backside. You can see everybody kind of eyeballing the action. Rich Pyle back there talking to Matty McBride.
Man, in this match, you never know what kind of shots you're going to get. I had no clue what Isaac was trying to do. He threw that thing 100 miles an hour. I think he was trying to roll Lane's bags over what they call a bar of soap.
Yeah. And that one right there, that leaves it for a low push. And look at that. It spins them up in the air. They drop in the hole. The other one takes off the backside.
I don't know what Lane was thinking right there.
I don't know. It's weird. He threw them both up in the air, and they came in and fell back in. That was a very, very odd shot right there. And that's going to put
I think one for Isaac.
Isaac on 20 on the magic number right there with his one off the back.
I think Lane needs to refocus and think about some of the shots. He's taking some risks that I don't think he should take. He should be ahead in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think those first couple rounds, he put himself in a little bit of a hole that he fought back to, up to about 8 points. But that was what allowed, like I said, right at 13, I felt like Isaac was going to start showing a little bit more what he's going to bring to game 2 if there's going to be a game 2. And that's what helped him get to this potential for the game 2.
Nice
that's a nice collection right there.
You got to go in, or this game is history. There it is. Keep going.
All right.
Live to fight again.
Just going to be the wash right there. Now he's kind of talking to himself as he rolls down there and collects his weaponry, throwing those Big Daddy rivals. And Isaac, as always, throwing the 724 Project 13s. Isaac holds that first bag.
And he tries to throw the block. And like I said, when you get a chance to score on guys like Isaac Hurt,
you better take it.
He got one out of play. You need to go after that 2 points. I don't care. You don't need to get greedy and try to get 4 by making some crazy shot. You got to take every point that they give you.
Well, and to the point earlier, that bag that was so low and to the right, that would have been out of play for many, but he used that second bag to push it up in play and the third bag to take it home. So he's got to keep alive with this one right here.
And that's going to be it.
He doesn't do it, so that's going to be game number 1. 21-11. Isaac Hurt, the first of what needs to be a double dip. So 21-11. Game number 1. We move on to game number 2, and what is now winner take all right now.
Guess what? We get to watch another match with these two guys. Now, absolutely.
Now let's watch and see.
And we need the official over here for the scoreboard.
Official on the scoreboard.
So we got to reset.
All right, we'll get you reset and ready to go.
But man, these guys are firing shots, man, throwing low and hard. And
and what's interesting is we didn't see Isaac play that low blocker right out of the chute, which I thought he would do. But I think it's because he thought what you thought. He thought Lane's airmail was going to be the key to getting up and over top of all that. So these guys are going to warm up a little bit. Maybe we'll get a little bit of an insight here in the warm-ups as to what we can expect. I think right now they're just showboating, just to
Yeah, Isaac, he likes the showboat.
Play a couple of head games here, but and I think right at that 13-point mark is right where we saw him start to assert himself a little bit more, and
when you be honest with you, we've watched enough of his games. Yeah. That's about where he starts normally anyway. He takes those early chances. He's not scared to shoot it. He's not scared to throw that low bag and try to clear everything out.
Now, and what's interesting, and I'd love to go back to, and eventually I want to be able to call up some replays, but that bag that Lane threw so hard, from right to left, that knocked those 2 bags up. It went out under him and off the back, and then those 2 bags spun and dropped in the hole. It was almost like something out of a Looney Tunes cartoon.
And somebody they think about shots being that when I'm out there playing, I don't think about making that shot.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. And do you have that go-to shot in your bag?
No, I like to shoot the airmail. I feel like I can hang with all of them with the airmail.
So let me ask you this then. A follow-up question, if I may, sir. So you've got that one shot. Let's say you've got your airmail that you go to, and if it's not working, you don't have a second shot that you can count on to that level. So if your airmail's not working, you are kind of like, I might have to scrap this together. These guys, if one shot's not working, they just go to the next one. Like Lane earlier, the airmail wasn't working, so he went to that cut shot, that get-around bag. And then if that wasn't working, there'd be something else. There'd be that push.
Yeah, I mean, they just like they invent different shots too. Here we go. As Miss Clemens shows up with the score pad, we can get them started again.
All right, so these guys have a brand new scoreboard ready to keep those stats, and you'll be able to follow along. If you've got the right Scoreholio membership, you can look through all of this stuff. I think it's a lot of fun to be able to go through and track all of the specifics of your game, and I've noticed a lot of players talking about how just in the last 6 months they've been able to improve their game because they figured out what was wrong with their game by looking at that.
Absolutely.
So game number 2 will get underway here with regard to the juniors final here in Owensboro, Kentucky. The city that was originally called Yellow Banks because of the yellow ground on the south side of the Ohio River back in the day. This is obviously the home of the Bluegrass Hall of Fame and Museum here, right down the street from here. They do that Romp Festival every year. It's the River of Music Party Bluegrass Festival. About 20,000 people come out to check it out here. And then along this river walk, they're not doing it now because it's a little bit chilly, although it would have been a nice weekend to do it during the day. These summer Friday after 5 free outdoor concerts are going to be happening when we're back here for the Worlds, and really looking forward to being here.
I can't wait
for that. That's a good time.
I hope they have some of that bluegrass down on the river during the Worlds.
I feel certain that they will.
Yeah.
Barbecue capital of the world too. So we got to put that title to the test. I know you're going to argue about that.
Yeah,
Memphis.
I might have an argument with that. Is it underway now? They're going bag for bag.
Mm-hmm. All right, he's just going to have to go up and over. Is he going to? He stepped out to the side. He's just going to go around it.
And this is where Lane's been missing that push, and he left it short.
He sure did.
And gave up 2 points with an opportunity to pick up 3.
Yep. I tell you, I thought for sure he was going to go low push, take them both in. But they're both. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the wrong word? They're both playing carelessly.
Yeah,
does that seem like a fair statement?
Yeah, very, very much so. And look, and that's what happens when you try to block. Sometimes you see where Isaac's bad. If he gets that bag, me and you're gonna do what we said we were gonna do earlier.
Just leave.
Yeah,
I'll
leave.
Paddle up the Ohio back to Cincinnati.
I'm swimming back.
Uh-huh.
As he's is definitely trying to block on purpose now.
And what's interesting too is you see so many of what we call the laundry basket, or that pile of mess that you refer to as gathering up around the hole and tightening it up around the hole. For some reason, these guys, their shot making makes the hole seem bigger. You know what I mean?
It does.
There's so many different approaches to getting in there. It just makes it seem like it's bigger. That one's just hanging there. I don't know if there's a rake underneath. So come on, how did I not get that?
I can't believe it stayed up, but it's sitting on the carpet side. That is a carpet bag.
Yeah, they're not, and it's not sitting on top of anything else where a rake would have made a difference underneath. So 2-0, Isaac.
I tell you what we saw in the first game.
Blue lane.
In the first game, Lane shot airmails after trying to drag that. I like what he did there. He wasn't going to give up any points.
Yep.
And look, there's double blocks.
Up and over. There it is. Asked and answered.
And he tried to roll.
Up and over again. Oh, and that one bounced around. Another hot. See, and he has done that time and time again, coming in hot. Oh, what a shot.
He says, Lane, make that mistake. I'm going to make you pay right here.
And that was an
boy.
Wow. That's brutal.
I think that is 9 on 4, and it's going to pick up a.
Yeah, he's got 1, 2.
Yeah,
off
I think
the
it's
back.
a 5 spot,
it's a 5 spot, so that's going to be. Now he's looking right now.
Yep.
9 on 4, so a 5. Is that right?
Yep, that's what it was. And once again, Lane has dug himself a hole.
Yes, he
has. And when you get against a guy like Isaac Hurt, that hole is very hard to dig yourself out of.
Talk about making the hole bigger.
Absolutely.
We're not just talking about the hole on the board.
That's true.
So 7-0 right now. He's got a double dip. He's got to take this. So it's a winner take all right now at this point. Whoever wins this game wins the Juniors Championship. Coming up in just a little while at 1:30 here on Center Court. We're going to have a couple of games with our pros and our local officials here just for exhibition's sake. It should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we got a couple of players ready to go.
I mean, you get an exhibition of how not to play.
Yeah. My exhibition will be at the bar later. I'll show you how it's done.
Nice finish right there. That's the way, Lane. You got to play a little conservative when
very
you get
casual
behind.
there.
Yeah.
He wasn't just trying to rocket shot it off the back, and we've seen him do that at least a half a dozen times.
He threw that on the slick side, let it hit the middle, and run right to the hole.
Yes, he did.
Some of my players on board, Mr. Humphreys and Reed Shook. Reed Shook, new CO, running some good tournaments down in my area.
Outstanding. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, you hear in the background they're running different giveaways with different bag manufacturers as this game continues to take shape. Hopefully it starts to take a crooked number shape for Lane Cruse here, but giving away bags from our friends at Cornhole Solutions, Triple Crown Bag Company, IMF, Atomic Bagger Company, Basement Bags, Cornhole, Nature, Coast Tailgating, 1171 Cornhole, 157 Bag Company, 724 Bag Company, and Alpha Cornhole, all giving away bags while we are here over the course of the weekend.
Absolutely. Get you some of those bags and try them out.
All kinds of different speed ratings, all kinds of different, like you mentioned, carpet bags, other different kind of material bags, and you can watch some of these players and see how they play them, and that might give you a clue as to where you might want to start in your search for the right bag for your game. But so many different lines from so many different companies.
And look, and Lane's body language has almost got him beat.
His shoulders have dropped just a little bit, and that low push.
He got a break right there.
Yeah, he did.
And his bag hung up again.
He's got an opportunity with one final one in his hand to go in there and try to make a little bit of noise like Isaac did just there, taking one with him.
And just another push. Nice bag.
That was that smart play going east to west here. He has kind of calmed down and had a nice finish each time when he hasn't really pushed it too hard.
I think he's had to struggle on the outside arm, much like we saw Matt Gammon in his frame game struggling on the outside arm.
Now, I do wonder, and maybe this is a question we can ask these guys, because we wanted you to be able to see the action in the background, we did not put up a backdrop. So I'm wondering if depth perception on the hole is an issue as far as what they're seeing and what they think they're seeing. I don't know. It's just a question we can ask these guys when all is said and done. But game number one of the Juniors Championship went to Isaac Hurt, 21-11. He was coming out of the loser's bracket, so he has to double dip Lane Cruse, who was holding the king's seat after working his way in there over top of Isaac. He's the one that put Isaac down into the loser's bracket. There it is again. That hard push and then the one off the back, and then Isaac just takes advantage of that, getting around and up and in. There's another low one right there, and he's just stacking them up. It's not going to be enough. 5 spots, so 14-0 right now, and I think you're right. I think he may have. No, he's getting.
That's like Superman pulling up.
Oh no, you know what? I don't think that was a 5 spot.
I just hadn't updated yet. It's still showing up on the board. I think it was a 5 spot. Should be 14-0. I think. If my math is correct, so.
No, it's holding it. It's holding at 9. I mean, he made some efforts there on the scoreboard, but I think there might have been one that we missed there off the backside to the left there. But Lane comes in and powers that one down, and you see as they go, they have a little more confidence going east to west here.
Yeah.
And I do wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that background's not there for perspective.
It's possible. It's the first time we haven't had that background on that end.
Yeah, we wanted you to be able to kind of take a look at what's going on through the rest of the room, a room that is packed full of 72 sets of boards and a center court here. Court number 1 being administered and streamed by our friends at Cornslinger Bag Company, Dylan Ledbetter and the team there.
Yeah, doing a great job.
Had a bunch of the frame games on earlier that determined the 16 finalists in our bracket of 16 out of 66 pros who tried to qualify. We will have that cut line for you here in just a little while that we will get off to our social media so you can see how your favorite players and their bags performed this morning through the course of the frame games. There's another hard bag right there, and he pushes a couple off the back. He's just time and time again going that way. Done the same exact thing. Isaac, you can take that middle. He's not going to take that middle. He's left a nice little center street opportunity there for, boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, that is a couple of points there that really shouldn't have materialized for Isaac, but Lane's got some work cut out for him. Otherwise, he's going to yield this juniors championship. And there's that low block
every time.
There it is.
He's figured something out against Lane.
Now he's figured he knows he can force him to make a hard mistake. And he's going to push.
And you see what Isaac does. Isaac's doing totally opposite of what Lane. He's got that blocker up. Lane missed one. He just tries to push right through it and pick up 2 points. And you take any points that he can get.
So 2 underneath, 1 on top. So he's 7 against 2 right now.
Oh, and this could be.
If he gets them both, if he pushes them both through, which he does.
There it is.
All right, so
that's it.
That's it. That's going to do it. All right, so 21-0 in the second of 2 games. The double dip right there. Congratulations to Isaac Hurt. He is our juniors champion here in Owensboro, having to come in and take down Lane Cruse, who came in out of the king seat. I'll tell you something right now. As we talked about it, we joked about it. There's no joking about this at all. My friend Isaac Hurt, Caleb Hurt, the real deal. So we're going to see if we can get him over here. And I'm going to ask him about this backdrop situation. We'll get Isaac come on over here and spend a minute with us.
Yeah. I mean, he made light work of Lane Cruse, which is not an easy task. I hope Lane can go back and watch what he did wrong and take every opportunity that he's got.
I think that'll be an absolute must for him to go back and pull that apart. I figured for sure you almost have like a zip line straight over here to the booth. I would think by this time. Here, put that right there. All right. So talk to me about this now. Another juniors championship under your belt. That was not. I mean, you made, as Philip was saying, kind of light work of Lane, and he's the one that put you into the losers bracket. So, what was that? Just revenge, or what was going on there?
A little bit of both. When I played in the first game, I went for a bunch of dumb shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what? Okay, so talk to me about a dumb shot. What's a dumb shot?
Like when I tried to kick his 2 bags off.
Is that what you were trying to do?
Yeah.
I told you, Finn.
Yeah.
I hit the scoreboard. It might be a little dent in it somewhere.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, you almost shot it out under the bleachers because there was no backdrop over there. And that's a question I want to ask you, too, because we threw this camera angle together so you could see the people kind of playing and everything back. But without that backdrop, does that change your depth perception?
No.
Probably
it's a
not.
little bit of a glare on the board.
Is it?
From the lights. Yeah.
From the lights. Oh, but as far as not being able to see that backdrop, and maybe not as much for you guys. Maybe we'll ask some of the seniors that if it changes things. But it looked like a lot of the mistakes that Lane was making were coming west to east this way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was firing hot and shooting off the back, and you had a couple of those yourself.
Yeah, we both threw bad that game.
Yeah, the first game.
Both games.
Well,
you call that shooting bad?
Huh?
You call that throwing bad?
Yes, he does. So here, he calls it that's bad. So down here, he had a shot that came in. There were 2 bags sitting up. He knocked them up in the air. His bag shot out underneath, and then they both dropped down on the hole. That's like something out of like I said, like a Looney Tunes cartoon. Yeah. What kind of shot is that? What do you all call it? I know you got one called a bar of soap. What's that called?
I don't know. That one's a mystery. That's a whatchamacallit.
A WTF.
Whatchamacallit.
That's a WTF. What the fudge was that? Well, another championship. I mean, you're starting to even out in that barn. I think these awards you're starting to.
Who picked you?
Huh?
Who picked you to win this?
You did.
That's also. I thought you'd never say that.
Yeah, I do. I was like, you do know you're on camera going. Just do me a favor, pat him on the back because he's going to hurt his rotator cuff patting himself on the back. All right, so we're prepping for another game up here. We got Sebastian Barger. Who is that? Is that
Brock Beasley?
Brock Beasley up there. I couldn't. He was in between where my glasses could see. I should have known by the flat bill.
Now this is the other bracket, correct?
Is it? I don't know.
Asking
is
you.
there 2 brackets? I don't know.
Or are these guys just throwing?
I think they're just goofing off.
Yeah.
So congratulations to our juniors champion once again. I feel like we could just cut and paste some of this video and just change the logo on the city. But we'll see you in doubles. We'll see you in singles. I feel certain. Did you make it? What was the cut line here?
I don't know.
Where were you on that?
What'd you throw?
133.
You made it then.
You're in there. So we'll see you back out here after 5 o'clock.
Barely.
Yeah, right.
You've been cutting it close there, man.
What's funny is I was waiting because it seems like you're always over here putting the stink eye on Terry T-Bone Dawson, and he's right there with you at 133. He's right in there with you. So good luck, buddy. Congratulations. Thanks. Now we know what you do with your money. Now we know what your brother did with his money, and now you guys are going to have to come after it again. And that's the last thing you want to be between Hurt and the bank.
Hey, he can buy his brother a nice wedding present.
There you go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll stay under $20.
Yeah, this will be. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna make my wedding gifts this year. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, congratulations, Isaac Hurt takes the juniors championship. You've heard us say it once. You've heard us say it twice. You've heard us say it probably dozens of times already. We'll see him later in doubles, I feel certain, and in singles as well. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, go get yourself ready to go for whatever comes next. And these guys are going to play around a little bit on center court. We're going to wrap things up. On behalf of the Mississippi Ninja, Philip Barnett, I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO Center Court at the Owensboro Convention Center, the Owensboro Major for the American Cornhole Organization. More later here from Center Court on the ACO Digital Network.